Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Uh, what's today? Today is Wednesday. Oh boy. Today is Wednesday. I'll be back later this afternoon, well, this evening at 6 o'clock, well, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. In any event, that's when I do my tech, finance and technology stream. So if anyone is interested, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, that's when I talk about the stock market, different companies. If I don't know them, you give me a little bit about their background, and I'll give you my intuitive impressions of what's going on, and also with technology. And something I'm thinking about talking about tonight, Chat EDT or EDP. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is. I keep forgetting it for some reason. But it has something to do with artificial intelligence. Those things are as good as what you input into them. Don't be afraid. I mean, the machines are pretty good. They have pretty amazing memory because, unlike us, we forget things. They don't. Okay. So I thought I would remind everyone. And as I was on my way to turning on the app, I saw Craig Dixon's question that says, Milu, what's next? They are going to find document at George Washington's house too. Like I said, I don't remember when I said it, if it was Monday or sometimes last week, the day before yesterday or sometimes last week. I said if the government had enough money and manpower to do a thorough search at the house of anyone who served in the federal government. When I say anyone, I mean people. It seems like there's a distinction on how they handle documents in the Capitol, where they have those different SCIF locations, and the White House. The White House, it feels like to me, there is more potential for someone to walk out. I mean, from what I heard from the news and intuitively, after I heard it, it made sense to me. It's easier if you were in the White House to basically walk off with a document because they're floating all over the place. And you have to be very, very, very careful and conscious of every move you make. Not to insert something into your pile of papers because you're rushing, you're going to get it, your mama is calling you, or your son or daughter is calling you, or your wife is calling you, These things happen. And because you're rushing and you put everything into a pile of papers and you take off and there you go. Or when they back sync stuff and that happens. I mean, during transition period, that's what I meant. In any event, I feel if they were to do something like that, Pence was so sure he had no documents. Yeah. Politics and blaming Democrats for everything on the mind of these people. I mean, it's like ingrained. That's automatically, that's an automatic reflection. Blame Democrats, blame Biden, blame this person, blame that person. Yeah. Just like that guy, he was Secretary of State when Trump left office, Pompeo, okay, who's, I bet you, if they do a search of his house, they would find documents. All these people, okay, and it's not because they intend on doing anything wrong to the country. The only potential trader or somebody who will sell the information on those documents is Trump. Everyone else, they did it, but they made a mistake. They did it by mistake. I don't feel anyone else is as much of a threat as Trump is. Intuitively, that's what I feel. So that's the only person I feel DOJ should focus on. And I know they're watching him like a hawk because I'm not the only one because I'm saying it based on my intuition, and I've been saying it for a very long time. These people, they're saying it, I'm talking about DOJ and other people in the intelligence community, they feel that way about Trump based on evidence that they have and his behavior. And there are certain behaviors that we are not aware of, friends. And yes, they will come out. Things Trump has done and other members of his family have done that we are not aware of yet. But they have yet to come out. So, yes, Craig, even George Washington too, secret documents and stuff, I'm sure he has plenty. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm sure letters he wrote, that were written between him and other heads of state or the people, ambassadors in this country. Because in those days, I do believe they had ambassadors. Yeah. So our representative of other countries. So all those things today could be classified. But in those days, it wasn't such a big deal as today. Unless we were at war, I would assume. Then if you find something written by George Washington to one of his generals or, military people, then yeah, that would have been an issue. In any event, I don't feel we have anything to worry about. Like Republicans are looking for any opening to nail Biden. But like I said before, and I'm going to stick to it, and I begun the stream yesterday by saying Biden was right, and that's what I meant. They're not going to find anything, and this thing is just going to fall flat out, like as it is right now, because they are all realizing there is no there except for Trump. And talking about Trump, he's really terrified now because we know Fannie Willis. She was in court yesterday, right? Hoping that the judge will not release her grand jury material. It seems like the judge, if the judge releases anything, I heard somebody say it. I did not know you could release partial. I would be surprised if he even does that, but the probability of that is small, and the judge does understand Fannie Willis's apprehension, because she does not want to give Trump or any of his supporters or enablers, any opening or any way, to get out from under the that noose, not from that noose, but get out of that noose she has hanging over the head of each and every single one of them. And she intends to prosecute these people vigorously, and Trump more so. She's not kidding. And Trump knows it. Right now, they know it's a matter of time. And as I am saying this, I'm seeing Kushner. Kushner is becoming more nervous, not because of that, but it feels like to me there are other things that are going on that we are not aware of yet, other investigations that we are not aware of yet, and to the Trump family. And it seems like to me Kushner is in the crosshair. And I would not be surprised. I feel like saying there are going to be other people as well. There are investigations that are going on that we don't know about. And it feels like he has heard through the grapevines of what's going on. And also people who have testified have given them a heads up on what's happening. But I don't see him in jail yet. Chances are he's going to have legal issues, just like a lot of other people in the Trump family, because we don't know everything yet. I keep repeating this. There's a lot more that we are not privy to yet. that they will come out. We may not know everything, because there are certain things it feels like to me the government is going to keep secret. You know, for some reason it feels like to me, because I'm seeing Trump. Is that possible? Why am I seeing Trump? Do they have secret meetings? Can somebody please tell me, those of you who are law experts, if there are any of you listening? Oh, Jose Mimi said something. Can you have secret hearings? Can somebody please tell me? Because that's what I'm getting. I'm seeing Trump and with other officials. But whatever they're discussing, I don't know. It doesn't, since I don't know what grand juries are like, but there is some, I'm seeing something with Trump in court, but it's a secret thing. Okay, I'm going to leave it that way, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what I'm seeing. So I'm just going to leave it up to you guys who know better than I do, but that's what I'm seeing. Sorry. But yeah, this guy is going to go through some stuff, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about Fannie Willis. I'm talking about DOJ. I'm sorry, I should have made that clear. Yes, a couple of people have given me answers, and I appreciate that. Electra Storm, yeah, grand jury. I don't know if it's grand jury. Thank you. And a couple of Joel Tilson, thank you. Above the Cloud, thank you. And others, I'm sorry if I don't see all of you, but I appreciate your help. In any event, there is something like that that's going to take place, and it's not going to bode well for Trump. It has to do with things I've told you guys in the past, way in the past, about some of his activities. Okay? That may have to do with that. It may take place after his conviction. I can confuse time, I'm not sure exactly, but all I'm seeing is him, government officials, and it's secret. So let's see what happens. In any event, yeah, some of those, there's going to be quite a bit of stuff. And also, members of his family, Ivanka, Jared, well, of course, Don Jr. as well. There are certain things that these people were not supposed to be privy to. They were all over them. There are those types of investigations happening in the background. We don't know. The stuff that's making noise, that's sexy, like secret documents that are over his house and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're hearing about that. It's a distraction. Well, it's not a distraction. This is serious. But it's distracting the media from other work that's taking place behind the scenes that we are not aware of. Okay? In any event, I feel like saying they're going to nail Trump in Georgia, and whenever Jack Smith decides to go after him, he's going to lose there too. And I believe I've said it before, that's when we're going to see a lot of changes are going to start taking place in the Republican Party, because those who are grumbling in silence behind the scenes, some of them are going to start stepping up to take out people like McCarthy, who is filling up important committees to put this country at risk, and competent people. They're going to try to take those guys out politically. That's what I'm feeling is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of influx in the Republican Party once Trump gets indicted. and the proceeding starts to go forward, a lot of people, do you guys remember I said he was going to lose support? His re-election staff are surprised that Trump is not getting much support, not only from the Republican Party, but also from the donors. No one is coming to donate money to him. So it's a problem. But anyway, I wanted to bring that in since I've read that a little while ago. Remind everyone I told you. These things were coming. But, and also Trump being indicted, the party being in flux, the infighting, okay? And by the way, I heard this morning that Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to be Trump's running VP. She sees herself as the future president. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump, if she's Trump's vice president. Trump needs a woman, and she's the right rebel rouser for Trump. That's that's the type of people Trump likes. But I don't think this is a crazy dream that she has. I don't feel Trump is going to get to, well, he can name his vice president, but I don't feel anybody's going to take Trump seriously, to be honest with you guys. Okay? Because I don't feel anyone understands the effect, the psychological effect that although everyone expects him to be indicted, when it happens, how big it's going to be. We've never been there before. And the evidence against him are damning. They have more details. Jack Smith, that is, well, if we look at what the January 6 people have, but they don't have everything because a lot of people refuse to testify. And there is potential for McCarthy to get into major legal trouble. And that may cause him to lose his speakership. Thank you very much, Kelly B, for generosity and the super chat. I appreciate it. Kelly B says, does your psychic abilities feel that Trump is guilty of... Oh, yeah, he did on the assault on E.G. Carroll. Absolutely. Just curious what you're feeling. Thanks. Welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, no, E.G. Carroll is not lying. And, her dress still has... from what I understand, we have better way of testing, to do DNA testing these days. She still has the dress. Oh, yeah. I never had it. I've said this before. She's not lying. Yeah, it happened. She's not kidding. In any event, what's coming, I don't feel anyone is prepared. And the news, the media, oh boy, that's going to be a whole other level. In any event, I feel like saying, because I'm seeing the Republican Party like this, about to crack, because he has a lot of supporters there and those who helped him, although they know they expect him to get indicted, and those who helped him, they are still hoping, like, I don't know how many of you read this morning, Jim Jordan is in charge of the government weaponization, something, I don't know. He already started trying to interfere. That's not going to work. Jim Jordan and all those people, they will back down because what's coming, it's going to be so bad. And also the ridicule. Him, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and all these people are going to be facing, that they're not going to be able to handle it. That's my prediction. We have no idea when this thing drops, not only from Fannie Willis. Look at what happened yesterday. She did a space the focus that was on Georgia. What's coming when DOJ comes after him is going to be 1,000 times more intense. And it's not going to be only Trump, the entire family. I'm not saying they're going to indict the entire family, but as I'm saying this, it's going to be a headache for the entire family, and I'm going to repeat my prediction before. It's going to ruin the billionaires now, the so-called, so to speak. Well, watch by the time this is over. Yeah. Okay. The next thing I wanted to say before I forget about it, because I don't have it down here. I haven't mentioned him in a while. Musk is being sued by some investors. He promised, I believe at some point, that he was going to take Tesla private, and he lied. I've been focusing on the jury, his jury, the people, okay, and his trial. This guy is so arrogant. The people can't stand him. My prediction is if those investors' lawyers, they simply have to do a reasonable job at showing that he's a liar and a punk, which the jury already feels. My prediction is he's going to lose, and it feels like to me, they are well on their way. They have to wait until the case is over and everything like that. But it feels like to me, the jury already feels like this guy is guilty. And I read a little blurb yesterday or the day before yesterday. He went to, because people like that, they are used or being treated a certain way. They forget themselves when they're in court that, all this, I'm a billionaire and I can rule the world stuff. You do it outside of court. When you get in court, it's a whole different story. You're like everyone else. And he was saying he was tired. His stomach was aching. That's when I started picking up how the jury felt about him. This guy is going to be found guilty. Chris Blakeney says, thank you, Milu, for all you do. Just celebrated another birthday and still cancer-free. Congratulations. Happy birthday. That's a major event, being free of that thing. Thank God for that. You'll be all right. In any event, yes. And to review, I wanted to let everyone know they don't like him. And if the attorney for the investors continue on the same track, his history, he's going to lose the case. That's my prediction. Okay. Mariam Blasik says, Milu, your prediction make me feel better. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, but I'm not trying to make anyone feel better. I feel like we are doomed as a society. Nah, you are light in my day. Thank you very much. Yes, it feels that way. Mostly last night, it wasn't unexpected. I knew that McCarthy, he made a deal with his caucus that he was going to kick Swalwell and Schiff out of their committee. So, although I wasn't surprised, it's frustrating, but we can't let these things get to us because McCarthy is just digging the hole deeper for himself. The people he's putting in those very important committees, and also Jim Jordan in charge of covering up for himself because he was part of 6 or 8 people who asked Trump for pardon. None of that stuff is going to stand. I hope, they celebrated last night because this is not going to last. And it feels like to me, McCarthy may get kicked off that position. First of all, there are a couple of things here I feel. Somebody was saying his margin the majority is not that big. It's only about 5 people, if I'm not mistaken. He can find himself in the minority again, but I don't think that's what's going to do it. But there is a potential there, okay? But what I feel is going to do it is going to be legal issues that are to come for him and Trump and all that stuff. It's going to be a mess. What's coming is going to be a mess, you guys. It's going to be fun to watch them complain because they do that best, complain and accuse others of their, projection, or accuse others of their shortcomings. They keep blaming Democrats as, how did they call it again? Grooming kids? They are the groomers because if you notice, Republicans, every time you hear there is a case of a pedophile, it's them. So, they're going to continue doing it. But when this thing hits, do you guys, like ants, they're busy building their castles or whatever they do, and you drop something in it and then they all scattered, or rats. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. And all they have to do, what's going to cause this whole thing is when Trump gets indicted. That's what's coming. Jackson Smith says Carol will take these cases the whole way. Oh yeah, she won't settle. No, should she? No, she won't. She's not kidding. And somebody asked me a question, and there's something I meant to mention. I mentioned it yesterday, but this thing is getting stronger. And do you guys remember I said it was Monday, I think? I said this whole thing that DeSantis wants to take Florida back to the 1860s. He wants to be Ponce de Leon, the guy who used to beat slaves. And, this guy, he has that mentality, racist, okay? He thinks he's superior and arrogant. Every day that goes by and I listen about some of the stuff that he's doing, some of the stuff that he's planning on doing, and I don't think he understands. A movement has started, and that movement is not only blacks. It's black, white, Hispanic, and everyone else that are going to go after him. And that gentleman by the name of Marvin Dunn, he's a former military. In fact, I just bought his book this morning. This guy has no idea what's coming, and it's going to be pretty intense. Time for popcorn with that too. And someone else asked me a question about Abbott. Is Abbott connected with DeSantis and the immigration scam? Yeah. I mean, DeSantis going to Texas to pick up those immigrants. Abbott knew, okay? And like I said to all of you before, nothing is happening behind the scene that's not coordinated when it comes to Republicans, okay? So hang on to your horses. What's to come? And also, I said something yesterday, and I've said it before. Putin is on thin ice. I listened from CNN. You guys can find it. There's a lady. She's from the FSP and she defected to France. I was watching the video, and there is another defector there that was meeting with the media, and he was explaining how bad things are. The military does not believe in this war, and I told you guys, they were going to drop their weapons and just walk off the field. I still believe that there's a very good chance this is going to happen. But also, the people around Putin and all those, it's, it is really bad in Russia. Well, the reason why I'm saying this to you is because it's really, really bad. Like I have been saying to you guys, my prediction has been people around him are not happy. Something can happen to him overnight. We go to sleep and the next day we hear he's gone. And listening to these two people who defected confirmed what I have been saying to you. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. In any event, let me see. Somebody asked a question here. Okay. Electrostorm says, will Florida be able to kick out DeSantis once and for all? Oh, yeah, once and for all. There's no doubt about it. What he has started, when I say kick out, he's not going to be reelected. I don't know how many, what the limit is, how many times somebody can run for governor in Florida. But with what he's doing in his new term, the way he's setting himself in order for him to announce his candidacy for president, is not very smart. And he thought he could get away with, like he's been doing, basically, like a dictator. And he thinks, that's another thing, another big mistake a lot of Republicans are making. Trump got away with certain things, and for some reason they form in their mind, they are bullies to begin with, and they form in their mind the idea that they can behave like Castro or Papa Doc, and Americans will put up with it, because there weren't that many demonstrations when Trump was getting away with a lot of that stuff. And another proof, there is a guy, I don't remember where, he's a member of Congress now, but he wants to run for Senate, and he is putting or trying to craft a bill or something like that that will limit the movement of women to prevent them from getting health care, basically abortion. That's what he's trying to do now. All these people, to me, okay, they are sick upstairs. And since they've noticed how much Trump got away with, and they confuse that with, they can make, just declare things just like DeSantis is doing in Florida, and they will get away with it too. And I have news for them. That stuff is going to blow in their faces. It's a matter of time. And that's what's going to happen to DeSantis. I know he's feeling the heat already, because preventing the teaching of black history is part of American history. Stupid idiot. He has no clue. It's blowing back already, and that gentleman, Marvin Dunn, is going to take the fight to him. And yes, DeSantis will lose. He doesn't stand a chance. That's my prediction. And I think I mentioned everything that I have in the title. I'm trying to do that, but I'm going to have to change back to the way I used to do things, because if YouTube gets after me again one more time, I'm just going to go back to or at least find a new way. Somebody suggested, writing the date and being vague about my videos again. So we'll see. All right, let's see. I'm looking for a question. I am okay. Okay. I don't see any questions. Marsha Green says, I like Merrick Garland because of the Oklahoma City bombing. Oh, yeah. He was assigned by Clinton, and yes, he got the guy. Yeah, he nailed him. But unfortunately, he's very good, very thorough, but he's too slow. There are certain things Republicans are getting away with. He should pounce on those things. Okay. All right. I think this is it. Oh, I think there's one more question. I was looking for questions. I think that was it too. Okay, friends, I think this is it. I don't see any more questions. Bye, Sharon. Have a good day. Okay. Josh Matthews said, how did Silk feel when Trump said he didn't know her? Those people are so impressed with Trump and those wealthy folks. I mean, it was a bit embarrassing, but those two, okay, they're not that stupid. They know what enabled them to make so much money. So they were playing a game as well. Not only that they are a bit screwy and they didn't mind any way to make money, but they were very impressed with what they were able to accomplish. They were impressed with themselves in any event. Now, she was a little bit embarrassed, but she gave him a pass. That's basically what, Oh, well, that was her attitude. It feels like to me, because as I'm saying this, I'm focusing on her. Yeah, it's like, oh, well, because everyone knows different. They've had so many pictures of both of them with Trump. It's not funny. So Trump is losing it. It's the fear of what's to come. I mean, he went into the funeral and started complaining about, he won the election. Yeah, right. He's going to get indicted. He didn't do anything. It was a perfect call. Yeah, we will see. But they gave him a pass. They don't care. They're more interested. She's more interested right now. Once she's the grieving, she feels better. I mean, that's a loss, losing a family member, a sibling. It's tough. So once she feels better, she's going to go right back at it. Don't worry. Yeah. Maureen Hatch says, does Obama have classified documents? Chances are for Obama, because former presidents, oh yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. But the reason I was thinking of before anything goes to the library, but that's a different thing. Obama is very meticulous. They may, I was listening to something this morning. Anything can be classified, can have the stamp of classified, because they said something, let's say, for example, look, somebody said something about a diplomat and they decide, well, we don't want this, even if it's in the newspapers, but, as far as we are concerned, it's classified, and they put a classification thing. You may find low classification level stuff at Obama's, because Obama, as I was saying, I feel he probably does. This guy watched his P's and Q's when he was in the White House. He did not want anything to reflect badly on him and his family, and as a first African American first family. This guy, besides doing the best job he could possibly do, but also history was always on his mind as the first African American first family. That was always on his mind. So he wasn't doing only one job. This guy was doing multiple jobs. Yeah. And you know what? He succeeded. But anyone else after this, they find secret documents at their homes, nothing is going to happen. It's not going to be a big deal because, guys, let me tell you something, okay? It's the media that's making a big deal out of this. It feels like to me. It's a big deal, but media and Trump, because Trump and the Republican Party keep saying you can't treat these two cases differently. So in order for Garland to placate, he was trying to placate the Republicans basically, and he named a special prosecutor. So now he's in a corner. I mean, I'm not saying he was wrong naming Jack, but now they're beginning to realize this is more common than we thought. And somebody gave an example of someone who was who worked in the Obama White House. By mistake, she went home with a secret document. They wanted to indict her, but they said, her attorney or the White House attorney said it wasn't her fault. They spoke to whoever wanted to prosecute her, and they left her alone. So those things happen, you guys, more often than we think. I'm not saying it's right, but after this, I don't feel anything. The only person they're gonna go after is Trump, and it's because of the way he behaved, and it's because also he thought he could get away with keeping the documents and do some of this stuff. And guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy and his kids shared information, not only when they were in the White House, but afterward. They are all greedy. I'm not going to say what I was. I don't want to curse. Okay. Let me see. Jose Mime is asking, will Democrats in New York get their act together? Oh, yeah, together. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Gracie says 45 speech at Diamond's funeral was 44 minutes of garbage. So disgusting. Yep, that's what I heard. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched a little bit of it. I don't have time to watch the whole thing anyway because I'm always, I get calls. I got to work too. So I get phone calls and, I could only take a few minutes of this train wreck. In any event, thank you, friends. Rita Moon says the GOP made Hillary's email a circus. Well, they don't have a choice now. We're going to the Democrats are going to make sure they make the secret documents worse than what they did to Hillary to Trump. Well, it's not in the hands of Democrats anymore, but they're going to hang it around the necks of the Republican Party like an albatross. All right, this time I'm going for sure. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat monitors, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilu.com, or send me an email. Oh, I got to turn this on. I won't have to, you can call me on my YouTube number, send me an email on my email address that's scrolling right on your screen now, or text me, whichever is easier for you. We can negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget, tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Again, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I will see you all later. Well, those who are interested in finance and technology, please bring questions later. If you have technical questions, or if I don't have the answer right away, because there are certain things I don't do every day anymore, I may have to go and refresh my memory, and I promise the next time I see you, I will answer your questions. And the same thing for finance. I'm not a financial expert. I understand it, or if I don't know something, I can read about it and I'll understand it. Trust me, and I will give you the answer. If you have questions about companies, let me know. Thank you, everyone. Till later. Bye.